Hello everyone. This is Esma. Today, we will be taking a deeper look at secondary emotions, their differences from primary emotions, and how we respond to them. Secondary emotions are complex emotions that arise when our thoughts and interpretations are added to primary emotions. In this video, I will provide you with ways to understand your secondary emotions and control them appropriately. Do you remember the primary emotions I talked about in the last video? They are emotions such as joy and sadness that we feel momentarily. This time, I will be digging deeper into secondary emotions. What are secondary emotions? How do they affect us? Let's take a look together. Definition and characteristics of secondary emotions. First, I will explain what secondary emotions are. Secondary emotions are shaped by our values, experiences, and social influences, so they are characterized by the fact that different people feel them differently. For example, when a friend is late for an appointment, the first thing you feel may be a primary emotion of worry or anxiety. However, you may then feel anger and wonder why they didn't contact you. This anger is a secondary emotion that involves thought and interpretation. Let's clarify the difference between primary and secondary emotions. Primary emotions arise naturally and are felt for a short time. Secondary emotions arise as a result of how we think about and interpret the primary emotion. Primary emotions versus, for example, when someone says something rude to you, the first primary emotion you feel is surprise or sadness. However, as you think about why they said that, secondary emotions, such as embarrassment and anger, come into play. In this way, secondary emotions are heavily dependent on how we feel and interpret them. Let's take a closer look at the process by which secondary emotions are born. First, an event occurs. We instantly feel a primary emotion in response to that event. After that, how we interpret the event in our mind leads to a secondary emotion. Event, primary emotion, thoughts, interpretation, secondary emotion. For example, suppose someone laughs while you are making. Your primary emotions might be anxiety or surprise. If you then wonder if your presentation was strange, you may feel secondary emotions such as embarrassment or anger. So why are secondary emotions so difficult to control? Because secondary emotions are based on our thought patterns. For example, people with low self-esteem tend to feel embarrassment or anger. As a result, they are often at the mercy of secondary emotions. However, by understanding and recognizing these emotions, you can gradually control them. So how can you deal with secondary emotions effectively? The key here is to label your emotions and observe yourself. First, when you feel an emotion, it is important to ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Let's talk about labeling and self-observation. For example, if you feel irritated about something, think about what the primary emotion underneath is. Is it anxiety? Is it sadness? This will help you separate primary emotions from secondary emotions and organize your emotions more calmly. What did you think? This time, we talked about secondary emotions. Our emotions begin with primary emotions. And when we interpret and think about them, secondary emotions are born. Understanding and recognizing our emotions will lead to emotional control in our daily lives. If you found today's video helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I hope it was helpful. I'm slowly learning English. I would be happy to learn together with you all. Thank you for watching today.